Whew. Alright. The vow has been made. Amazing. In order for Kondo and Okita to receive further medical treatment, they had left the magistrate. Following after, tensions between the shogunate army and the Satsuma Choshu forces throughout various districts of Kyoto erupted in total chaos. January 1868. It only took one gunshot to ignite the powder keg of conflict throughout all of Kyoto between both of the armies. Even the surrounding area of Fushimi had been engulfed in all-out violence. But that's where we are. Oh. Okay, well, we're out in the woods.
Listen to me, men. Stay strong. Once we can break through, the war's ours. They'll be so scared of shooting their own men that they'll barely shoot at all. But, sir, the barrage is doing more damage than we had anticipated. At this rate, closing in isn't even an option. We'll die before getting to their line. God damn it, can't anything be done?
Oh, we're switching between all the boys. No!
Well, I suppose this is it. Our men have done everything they can. Our only choice is retreat. Men, fall back to the street and regroup. All those able-bodied, grab the casualties. Fall back, men! No turning back! Leave the rear to the 10th Division! Alright, listen up! Show 'em what the 10th Division's made of, will ya? Not a single man's getting through this line!
Aw, you boys. Try not to move. I'm going to put pressure and wrap the bandage. The cut's not too deep. Hang in there! I could only begin to imagine how many of our men had been caught in the bombastic crossfire of those dreaded cannons. It had only been a day since the fighting broke out. I heard the constant groan of pain resounding throughout the magistrate as Yamazaki and I worked to treat each of the injured soldiers. Yamazaki, how's he doing over there?
He is stable for now, but we're only on our second day of fighting. The injury count is piling too quickly. As of now, we have enough medical supplies, but at this rate, we're not going to last.
I wonder how the war is going out there. I feel like as time goes on, we're only going to see more and more of our own men. Being stuck in the magistrate made it tough to hear about the war's progress outside of it. Just then, however, a pair of familiar faces had returned from the battlefield. Soma! Nomura! Nomura, I wonder what happened to you. You disappeared for so long. Any wounds on the both of you? How is it out there?
Not good at all. Damn those Satsuma bastards! Luckily we are safe, but things are looking a little grim out there. The 2nd Division charged for the line, but they were met with resistance and had no choice but to fall back. Damn it! The hell's up with those guns? Anytime we get close and pow! Dead!
It was just as Soma described. Although the Shinsengumi were unparalleled in their prowess with sword fights, being unable to fight in close combats nullified all of their strategies. Both Soma and Nomura were filthy and fatigued, and I couldn't find any words of comfort for them.
Soma, when you served in the Shogunate army, I heard you encountered some of the enemy's artillery units.
Yes, I have first-hand experience of the enemy weapon's shooting range and rate of fire. Honestly, those guns are capable of mowing down any normal person who gets within a sniff of them.
Mowing down any normal person, huh? After the sun sets, then, Toto and the Fury Corps will plan an attack on their encampment. They may be able to do something about it. Soma, would you mind visiting them and briefing the Corps on the gun specs? The better details we can give, the better chance we stand.
Understood. Okay, I'll report to the commander. Let's go, Soma.
Although we currently sat at a disadvantage, everyone was working hard to turn the tide. Yamazaki, I'm going to fetch some fresh water, and I'll get more bandages. I took it upon myself to help out, so I have to do everything I can to stay strong. We've got our own battles to fight. However, the situation continued to decline. The Satsuma had driven our forces almost all the way back, and were beginning to direct their fire straight at the magistrate. Cannons were now being positioned from the high ground, increasing both the accuracy and potency of their shots. Before we knew it, it was January 5th. And everything's on fire again. The aggressive roar of cannon fire made the roof shake, and soon cannons were blasting through our walls. Oh no, poor Toshi.
Fuck!
Hijikata was irate, muttering to himself as he watched the magistrate engulf in flames.
Time to retreat! Move the injured and get out of here! Anyone feeling brave, stay with me! This line does not break, you hear me? We're buying time!
I used the words of Hijikata to give myself strength as we filed out of the magistrate. He didn't have to be convinced.
Yukimura, it's time to go.
Okay. Our teeth were gritting as the intense heat from the flames had tailed right behind us. It was as if the fire had mocked us, waiting for us to slip before swallowing us whole. Now we're on the run again.
Are you alright, Yukimura?
Yes, I'm fine. All of us were sprinting through the forest. Running and running and running. Behind was the massive plume of smoke coming from the magistrate, and the forest was covered in darkness. Even though we'd retreated, it wasn't long before enemy soldiers came to follow us out. Those who escaped the magistrate were almost immediately met with a surrounding battalion of Satsuma Choshu troops on the outside. Initially, when we escaped, we were accompanied by dozens of other soldiers, but the relentless enemy soldiers left us scattered throughout the forest. Before we knew it, Soma and I were alone. Dun dun dun. Which means Miki must be nearby? I wasn't sure how we were able to get away. As my feet began to give from all the running, it was Soma who'd started to slow down first.
I don't think I sense anyone nearby. Let's take a rest for a little bit.
I think we should go a little bit further. I can still run.
You're practically out of breath. You're not convincing anyone. Besides, I'm at my limit if I'm being honest. I need a breather or I'm done for.
Soma didn't wait for my response, leaning his forehead against a tall tree and catching his breath. Haven't you been training more than I have? My feet were aching as well, and when the tiredness kicked in, I'd nearly fallen to my knees. I guess my legs had been more exhausted than I had anticipated. Whether he did so intentionally to appease me, I was grateful that someone wanted to stop. After taking him up on his offer, I'd plopped down on a nearby rock. I hope Hijikata and the other warriors are safe.
I'm sure they're okay. Nothing could kill them.
Oh, what about Nomura?
Nomura can be a little knucklehead, but he steps up when he needs to. I'm sure we'll see him again at Osaka Castle.
Right. Each of the allied soldiers were ordered to meet at either the Kyoto Castle or Osaka Castle. Originally, we had intended on heading to Kyoto, which was far closer, but the trail was infested with enemy soldiers, so we had no choice but to choose the longer way. For the best.
As long as we make it safely to Osaka Castle, Chief Kondo and Okita will be there waiting. More than that, Osaka Castle hasn't been overtaken since the Totoyami era. If we're using that location as our base, I'm sure we'll have no trouble regrouping to fight again.
Soma was doing his best to encourage me, gripping his fist as he smiled. I'm so glad you're with me, Soma.
What?
Nothing. If I had been dealing with all of this alone, I think I would have been crushed by my anxiety. But I have him with me. This whole time, I treated him like he was my student, but I often forgot he was a man. No, not just a man, but a warrior man. It made me blush thinking about how reliable he was for me. I turned away for a second to rummage through my belongings in my bag. Let's drink some water and take a few more seconds before we set off again. I think I should have a flask in here somewhere. Oh. Really? We have two? 2 glass vials filled with red liquid came rolling from out of my bag? One for Soma, one for Miki. Yay! Upon seeing them, Soma froze immediately. Sorry for not telling you, but this is the water of life. As I was escaping from the magistrate, Sanan asked me to take it to Osaka Castle. He told me that we couldn't afford to let it fall into enemy hands. So he wanted me, who knew the responsibility of having it, to keep them safe. Okay, so he did that again, but he gave you 2 this time. Soma looked like he was experiencing some inner conflict, which, honestly, I couldn't blame him for. The both of us knew just how dangerous this stuff really was. However, because of the circumstances, he didn't say anything. So there was an unnatural pause in our conversation, which was awkward. I couldn't think of anything else to say to revive the mood, so I gulped down some water and shook my legs a little before standing up again. Well, wanna get going soon? We've rested plenty, and it's best for us to meet with everyone as soon as possible.
Who was it you're trying to meet with again?
Yeah, that's my boy! Huh? That voice. That cynical, condescending shrill of a voice. One I could never forget. Miki, I had no idea you were so shrill. The Shinsengumi's former captain of the 9th Division and member of the Guard. Ito's little brother.
Saburo Miki!
I happened to be in the area, scoping out the path to Osaka Castle, and what do you know? The Shinsengumi, just who I'd wanted to see.
Miki wasn't the only person, it seemed, who had been expecting our arrival. Ah. With him was a group of enemy soldiers, dressed in dark black sleeves, all armed with rifles. Why are you with the Satsuma warriors?
Don't tell me.
Ha!
You, of all people, have no right to judge me for switching sides, my friend. I've told you before, the only good side is the one that most benefits yourself.
After the disbandment of the Guard, he joined the Satsuma troops to participate in the Toba Fushimi battle. Nice.
Just how low can you stoop?
The ring of warriors circled around us and began to close us in the middle. Miki's eyes burned with a flame of intense hatred, making no small secret towards his contempt for the Shinsengumi.
Kondo and Hijikata ordered my brother to die. Saito, their little bird in the wings, and Nagakura and Harada who set their trap at Aberono Koji. To be honest, I was counting on taking their heads first, but yours will have to do. I'm sure the Satsuma Choshu troop would be thrilled to see yours on display.
I've already told you, Miki. You're angry at the wrong people. The chief and the captains didn't kill Ito because they hated him. He was the one who tried to assassinate Kondo for...
So what? Either way, my brother was murdered!
Well...
Capture them! Don't kill them, though. Save this pleasure for me.
Damn! Yukimura! Get out of here!
Splat? No?
Not a move out of either of you, or the 2 of you will have more holes in a beehive.
Nice. Doesn't a beehive only have 1 hole?
I have questions.
A gun fired, its bullet flying just to the left of us, and I froze, cold sweat beading down my neck. We wanted nothing more than to escape, but we were vastly outnumbered. There was no way for us to fight back without being blown apart. The enemies captured us with ease. Ah! Okay, well this is new. This is... Oh gosh, that noise!
Ugh, let go of us!
So, story goes that Shinsengumi failed to hold the magistrate in Fushimi. You all thought you could run Kyoto with your little high horses, and now here you are, choking on your own spit thanks to the Satsuma Choshu. All of you just run around in your self-important little uniforms. How pathetic.
His lips warped as he cackled condescendingly. Ha 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 ha. Is that a condescending cackle? I have no idea. Then Miki poked at my bag with his slender fingers. He does have very slender fingers. Uh-oh. As his nail touched the bag, he heard a clink, and his expression turned into a dubious smirk.
Oh? And what's this? Some medicine? Answer me, or I can slice the boy to ribbons until you start talking.
Yukimura, you don't have to say anything to this bastard.
It's alright. Even if I kept quiet, he'd find out sooner or later. This is a strong poison. Just a drop could kill someone.
Ah, that's so. So, planning to commit suicide, eh?
Obviously, we knew the truth, but there was no way I could let him know what it really was. Besides, it wasn't too far-fetched to say that it was a poison, was it? I fell silent again, feigning defeat, and Miki continued to cackle as he turned to face Soma. The menacing twist in his smile worked well to unsettle me, and I couldn't help but shut my eyes.
Hey, come to think of it, the Shinsengumi had this stupid little rule when I was there. Never turn your back from a battle. If you're going to die, you can only die in battle. Stupid anachronisms, really. A tiring affair.
Shut up! What do you know about being a war... Ugh.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Miki smacked Soma with a pistol, glaring at him, and then Miki turned to his soldier.
Let the boy go.
Huh? But...
Shut up. Let him go.
The hell are you playing at?
Well, an idea came to mind. Here, drink this.
What did you say?
Miki tossed the water of life at Soma, smiling maliciously as he gave the order.
I'm not going to give you the honor of dying in battle. So, drink this poison. I want to watch you suffer. It's the best way to kill people who like to sit on their pedestal and lecture about warriors.
What you're doing is wrong! I had to keep quiet, but Soma could only glare at the crimson liquid. No! No, Soma! You can't drink that!
Shut up!
He cupped his long, thin fingers around my mouth to stop me from talking. She's obsessed with his fingers.
Enough! Drink it already! Or would you rather me just slice your head off here and now,
The only sounds I could make were muffled screams from under Miki's hand. I so desperately wanted to stop him, but all I could do was watch helplessly. Soma took a deep breath, and after he let it out, he smiled slowly.
Trust me, Yukimura.
I'm so sorry that this is the way you have to become a Fury Man. He put the vial to his lips, and in one gulp he finished it as one drop slid down his chin. And as that drop fell to the floor, Soma's eyes grew wide.
Gah!
Soma held his chest and scratched at his throat. Then he crumbled to the floor like a cut string gently floating down. Soma! Answer me! Soma!
That's curtains for him, Everyone see that? The way he dropped so pathetically.
Stop it! Just stop it! Miki kicked Soma's limp body, continuing his antagonistic tirade. However, Soma showed no response, nor did he flinch in any capacity. Why? Did the serum not work in his body? Did it actually poison him? Soma, this is all an act, right? Please, hey! You're lying, right? Please, tell me so. Why hadn't the water of life worked? Did Soma really? Soma. However, my current predicament made it so I couldn't fully voice the extent of my mourning. Miki was taking great pleasure in watching Soma die, then pointing his gaze at me.
So, what to do with you? I'll let you choose how you want to die. Would you like me to chop your head off? Or perhaps be our target practice? Or... did you want to be like this worthless sack of shit and drink the poison?
You're so... His unrelenting sadism pulled from me an anger I had never before experienced. This was the most furious I had ever been at one person in my whole life, so I gave up. Don't give up, never surrender. I'll never let you get what you want! I don't plan on dying yet. There are things I need to do! I projected onto Miki the hatred of a million burning suns, but I knew that it wasn't my time. I still had a mission to continue walking beside the Shinsengumi. It can't end here! However, as Miki continued to ridicule me, he fixed his hand under my chin.
Words are cheap. Show me. The Shinsengumi's dead. The kid's dead. And we've got you surrounded. What makes you think you've got any chance of making it out alive of this one, huh? If you're not going to choose, then I'll choose for you. Drink that poison and die.
Miki dug his fingers into my mouth, prying them open. Did she really get to drink it? I've been wondering, what happens if a demon drinks that? He grinned as he placed the bottle towards my lips. Now, the serum responsible for ruining the lives of so many people was in my own mouth. Just then. Whoa, that was very magical. Ah! I saw the flash of a sharp blade swing, and I was suddenly released from my captor. I spat out the bitter serum, making sure not to let a single drop go down my throat. Darn, I wanted to see what would happen.
Are you alright, Miss Yukimura?
Whoa! Hello. Soma's hair lost all of its color, turning white. Is that dirt in your hair, then? His eyes were as red as the serum. The shadow rising to come to my protection was none other than my precious student. Soma, you're... He drank the water of life and became a fury.
Sorry for the holdup. All better now.
So you were alive. You little shit!
Miki's face warped angrily and he gritted his teeth. Before we could anticipate it, however, Soma had moved to cut down 2 nearby soldiers.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What the? This brat? Fire! Kill him! We can't! It'll hit our own
Goodbye. Man, he's so much faster!
Ah!
1, 2, 3. The call of Soma's blade came with the response of gruesome splatters of blood. Soma, however, was so occupied with slaying his enemies, he barely seemed to notice.
Gah!
As he was tattered with gunfire and cuts from swords, Soma was completely drenched in blood. However, he, or the fury he now was, didn't stop. He never bothered to look in my direction, instead consumed by his newfound lust for blood. Miki, on the other hand, grew horrified by this morbid display as he'd never seen anything like it.
What the hell is going on? Why isn't he dying?
And before we knew it, the only things left were the 3 of us and the metallic stench of blood. Soma stepped over the dismembered body parts one by one and approached Miki. Well, good luck.
You bastard!
Miki swiftly drew his sword, and Soma pointed his blade quietly back at him.
Damn it, I finally understand. This is what the Shinsengumi's been hiding all this time. The Shinsengumi is responsible for this abomination, isn't it?
Time's up for you, Saburo Miki.
Soma raised his sword above Miki, about to cut him down, but Miki showed no willingness to fight. He simply stared back at the blade, curling his lips.
Fine. Kill me, you monster! Just like how you murdered my brother! The only reason any of you use this is to murder people in war. You kill anyone who disagrees. If that's what you consider true to the samurai way, then go on! Kill me!
Soma's sword trembled in his hand. Ooh. Yeah. And not just because Miki's beautiful, but because Soma's a true warrior. Before he could bring his sword down, my voice squeezed out of my throat. Wait, Soma! Yeah, that's right. I know you. You wouldn't do this.
Why are you interrupting me, Yukimura? This man has done nothing but stand in our way. If we let him live, then it's almost a guarantee that he will come back and become an even bigger problem for the Shinsengumi in the future. We should just end it here.
That might be true, but we had just been seconds away from death a few minutes ago. Soma's concerns were legitimate, considering the weight of his grudges. But it wasn't Miki I was worried about. To me, it seems like you're the one who's being even more dangerous here, Soma. That's why I stopped you.
I can't hide anything from you.
Huh? Soma flashed a small grin. That's my boy. He placed his sword down and glared back at Miki.
Go.
What? What's the meaning of this? Just do it. Kill me, or you'll regret it.
I'm serious. So, this is the only second chance I'm giving you. Next time I see you, I won't be so merciful.
You're a monster and still a pussy. You sicken me. Fine, I'll leave. But I owe nothing, you hear me? Nothing! I promise you. I will kill every single man in the Shinsengumi.
Miki meekly ran down the path out of the forest. Oh yeah, you're so brave. Running away. As soon as he was no longer in sight. Then, Soma collapsed to the floor as he'd used every bit of energy he had in his body. Soma! Are you alright? Are you hurt anywhere? Hey, you're back.
I'm fine. Just a little tired.
Maybe it was the downside of fighting as a fury. He was panting heavily, and I supported him on the ground as I wiped the blood on his body. Soma muttered as if he was too tired to even speak.
You were right after all, Yukimura.
About what I said?
Yeah, I was really hesitant to kill Miki. No matter what he did to us, it doesn't change the fact we killed someone in Miki's family. If it were Chief Kondo, or Commander Hijikata, or even you who was killed, I can't say that I wouldn't have acted the same way. As I considered this, my hand stopped itself. I'm sorry, Miss Yukimura. In the end, I let him escape.
No. I'm sure it was better this way.
It was?
To be honest, I was so scared. I thought that when you'd become a fury that you'd change forever. But seeing the way you acted back there gave me relief. You're still you, Soma.
Thank you so much.
That's right. No matter how powerful he'd become, Soma's heart was still his own. Soma, who had a grim expression since his transformation, finally seemed to smile again. However...
Gah!
Suddenly, Soma winced harshly and he turned to face me.
This isn't over. Yukimura, please stand aside.
What's the matter?
Boy, this is quite the Satsuma body count.
You gotta be kidding me! just one antagonist. Both of y'all had to come here and be like, hey, remember me? I'm the bad guy.
Chikage Kazuma!
The last time they met, Kazuma had handily beaten Soma in a battle. Both Soma and I tensed upon the sight of this demon approaching us. You're working with the Satsuma. Have you come to help them?
These corpses, my allies. What a joke. No, I came for something else today. But it looks as though fate has sought to reward me with my bride-to-be. How grand. Come with me, Chizuru Yukimura. There is no point in your staying with those who choose to walk the path of destruction.
I've told you before. I will never go with you.
That's right. We're gonna protect her.
Protect her, was it? This is protection to you.
Did you just, like, kick him in the chest and yeet him across the forest? Because that'd be amazing.
Yeah!
Soma attempted to lunge forward, but his body was too exhausted to move an inch. Instead, his muscles gave way and he collapsed on top of the stony cold ground. Oh, you just, like, fell over. Okay. What are you... I tried to help Soma from falling, and I tried to unsheath my Kodachi, and failed at both of those things.
Too slow.
Ow. Did I get kicked again? Ah! Before I could withdraw my sword, he knocked the wind out of me and I fell to the ground. We gotta talk about this when your route comes along.
Lay still, slave. If you're looking for some punishment, know that I like to play rough.
Ooh. Hold on to that thought. He glared at me on the floor, then Kazuma reached his hand towards Soma. Oh no, not by the head! My poor boy!
Looks like you got a little big-headed from these new fake demon powers, but... what makes you think you can protect her?
Gah. I'll say it over and over again. My mission is to protect Chizuru Yukimura, even if it means giving up my life.
Look, bitch. Bark as much as you want, but you are never going to be strong enough to protect her. And without power, you will accomplish nothing. That goes for both you and the shogunate. Protect her. Don't make me laugh. You're worthless.
Kazuma continued to fling Soma back and forth on the ground, and Soma coughed blood. However, his eyes still burned with determination.
Even then, I...
Can't say you don't have spirit, though. Hey, shogunate bitch. I'll ask you one more time. Can you honestly tell me, to my face, that you can protect this girl until the end, right now?
Of course.
Guess you can be a guard dog.
Kazuma suddenly cut his sentence short, and he stood up after shoving Soma to the ground, who came in with a sneak attack. He swung his sword brutefully, deflecting another blade from the corner of his eye. That's...
Look who it is.
Ah! The old bean! Inoue! Yamazaki! I did it backwards because I was just like, ah! Yamazaki! Inoue!
Yukimura. Is Soma still alive?
Yes, he still is.
Grab him and run. We will take care of him.
No, I'll stay and fight too. If Soma can move, then we can all get through the...
What absolute fools you all are. Who would have expected everyone here to have a death wish? They are not going to last much longer. came here to dig your grave, did you?
Kazuma's cold, monotone voice sent a chill through me, and I gasped as I looked at Yamazaki. I thought Yamazaki had blood on him. Do we have any serum left in that thing that I spat out? Red droplets were bleeding through his clothes. Both he and Inoue had blood dripping beneath their feet, collecting into thick red puddles. You two, your wounds.
It looks like we pushed ourselves a little too hard to get here.
It took a lot to make it this far, but Kazuma is correct. We do not have much longer.
What? No, that's not true! Don't listen to him! If I tend to it now, maybe I can... Well...
Go!
Kazuma cut me off, and he moved to strike Yamazaki. As Kazuma deflected Yamazaki's blade and struck him, blood was bruising under his skin, even though the flesh hadn't been cut deeply.
It's nice you came to help and all, but at the end of the day, it's wasted effort.
Oof.
No, it's not a waste. Even if we die here, there will be those to carry on our mission.
Yukimura! Soma!
Inoue and Yamazaki shot a glance at me. I had known them long enough to know what their expressions meant. Because I'd been with them after all these years.
Yukimura!
We'll leave for now. I lent Soma on my shoulders and we had gotten up. We need to survive, no matter what. To tell the others of what had happened here. To not let their sacrifice go in vain.
We're going to lose too much blood in a few moments anyways. Shikage Kazuma, until our dying breaths leave our bodies, your fight is with us!
Yamazaki! As Soma and I left to flee the scene, Soma turned one last time to see them.
I'm so sorry, Inoue. I'm so sorry, Yamazaki. I'm so sorry, Yukimura. I couldn't protect. I couldn't protect anyone.
All we could do was limp away. Watching our two comrades meet certain doom in their last stand against Kazuma.